Hello, my name is Yvonne Salas. I'm with Etiquette Excellence, and we're here today to talk to you about social skills for business success. Let's begin with what is social skill. A social skill is the skill that you require in order to get along with people. Social skills make your clients happy to do business with you, and it also makes you able to acquire new clients. Why? Because people like to do business with people that they get along with. And those strategies, those skills can be learned. For people like you that are dealing with customers all the time, that are not inside an office, but that have to go to people's homes or share with them to be able to provide the service that you provide, you need to be able to cause a great first impression. So, first impressions are a very important aspect of business etiquette. Etiquette is nothing more than the rules of behavior that people expect from us in a society where people expect to get along with other people that are courteous, that are kind, that are polite. Fortunately, all those skills can be learned, but you have to learn them if you want to be successful in business. Then we begin by first impressions. We cause a good first impression within the 7 to 30 seconds that people first see us. When people see us, they are already forming an opinion of us. And we want your clients to have the best opinion of you. How do we show a first impression that people would like to be around us? Well, first of all, we have to talk about body language. And body language speaks for us before we say the first words. So we speak with our words. We speak with our facial expression. So first step, smile. People don't want to do business with somebody that has a frowning face, or that looks too serious, or that looks like they are not enjoying what it is that they're doing. Okay, so what do? We smile. Second tip, look at the person in the eyes. When you're speaking to someone, you should not be looking around. You should be having eye contact with the person that is in front of you. That means, that shows that you're paying attention. What does that mean? It means that that person is important to you. We're going to talk in another video about active listeners. But for the first time, I want you to become aware that having eye contact and a smiling face are two key ingredients to causing a first impression. Depending on the relationship that you have with your client, in many cases, the first time you meet, you might need to shake hands. There is a right way and a wrong way of shaking hands. We should give a firm handshake, a confident handshake, a handshake that shows your client or potential customer that you are someone reliable. And how do we accomplish that? Well, we do by giving a handshake, what we call web to web. So our hand should be extended with a thumb up and our fingers together. We are going to shake hands by giving 2 or 3 pumps, no more than that. Then we let go, but we continue the conversation. So now you remember that we have to think about our facial expression. We have to think about the way we smile. we have to think about keeping eye contact, and we have to remember how to shake hands correctly. That's the beginning of what causes a good first impression. Remember, I mentioned that a first impression is given practically in the first few seconds that a client sees you. We don't have time to waste. We do not have time to cause a bad impression. So after we shake hands with that potential client, what do? The next thing is we introduce ourselves. So when you say your name, remember, always smiling and looking at the person in the eyes. And then you ask your client the question, how can I help you? How can I be of service? What can I do for you? We have to immediately offer the client or customer the opportunity to tell us what are his needs. Those things are basic for causing a good first impression. Remember, I said that etiquette is, when we talk about manners, norms of behavior. It comes from a French word that started in France with the reign of King Louis XIV. But we're not going to talk theory. We're going to talk practical aspects of etiquette and good manners. So remember that once we give our client the opportunity to tell us what it is that we can do for him, we are then going to discuss our offer. But when we do that, we have to remember something very important in terms of etiquette. What is that? Well, that is respecting a person's personal space. That means that there are rules about how close I should be to a person when I am speaking to them. That means that I can talk to them, but always living 1 to 2 feet separation of that person to me. I do not want to speak too closely to that person because that person can feel invaded. We have something, there are many studies that discuss what we call our personal space. If you get too close to a person, that goes beyond our personal space and it becomes our intimate space. You only allow that closeness to your spouse, to your children, to people that are very close to you. So when you are talking to a client, you have to remember that we have to keep a certain distance. Of course, there are cultural differences. Some cultures allow for more proximity, for more closeness when we are speaking to someone. But we are talking to you, someone who is doing business, who has clients in South Florida. And although there are many cultures here, we have to use the standard. And the standard American distance is not so close. We have to respect the other person's personal space. That is really important for us to remember when we are talking to our clients. So let's review a little bit. We are talking about etiquette, good manners, how to get along with people. And the first thing we have to remember is causing a great first impression. And that is by using our language to speak in a positive way. So our language, our body, speaks without words, but it speaks very loudly. People are looking at us. Even when people see you at a distance, when they're walking towards you, you are already forming an opinion. So our body language has to look confident. You don't want to walk like you're tired. You don't want to be yawning because that shows that you didn't get a good night's sleep and you're not ready for your job. You have to look alert, and you have to look like you're and you're enjoying what it is that you're doing. So you smile, you move your body with confidence, you approach your client confidently, you shake hands, web to web, 2 or 3 pumps. You introduce yourself. You say hello, good morning, good afternoon. My name is such and such. And immediately you ask how you may be of service, how you can help that person, how that person can benefit from being your client. Remember that when we are serving someone with our business, we are trying to solve a problem for them. And how do we solve it? First of all, we have to listen to them. We have to know what it is they want from us. And they are going to tell us if they feel confident that we are the right fit to solve the problem for them. So you smile, you shake hands, you always say good morning or good afternoon. You always greet the person. You look at them in the eyes. You don't ignore your client's presence. On the contrary, you're always making him or her aware that you are there for them. So then we start covering another aspect. And that other aspect is to not be distracted from looking at them and listening to them, basically with technology. What does that mean? That means that you put your cell phone away. When you're interacting with your client, you do not have your cell phone on. You do not answer a call in the middle of a conversation. It is very important that when you're with a customer, with a potential client, or with somebody that has already hired your services, you do not interrupt a conversation you're having with them by answering your cell phone. Remember that you can always return a call later, but always we have to understand that although technology has the ability to bring close to us people that are far away, it also has the capacity to make the person that is close to us feel alienated, feel far away from us, because of the simple reason that we are not giving them the importance that they deserve. So remember, when you are with a client, put your cell phone away. Do not answer phone calls in the middle of a conversation. When you're talking face to face to a client, to a potential customer, they are your priority. They are the people that you have to be paying attention to. They are the most important thing that you need to listen to and pay attention to. And so we do that by giving them our undivided attention, by putting away our cell phone. It shouldn't even be visible. It shouldn't be in your hand because it's distracting. Maybe a message, a text message announcement flashes in, and you're going to have the tendency to look at it. So my recommendation is to put it away, put it in your working bag, put it in your back pocket, anywhere that you do not see it. Remember that you're only going to be with that client for a relatively short time. So that short time should be giving him or her all the attention that they deserve. So etiquette and good manners is shown in very small gestures, but gestures that are very important for people to understand that they are our priority. We must also remember that people always want to do business with people that they like. People don't do business with people that they don't enjoy being around. That's the exception to the rule. Normally, people want to be around pleasant people.